Hi and welcome to Shortfield. And today we're off to Finmere, an old World War II bomber airfield. After battling the traffic trying to get to the airfield, I'm finally here. I've checked Goopy over and at last I'm going flying. Today is November the 11th, which is Armistice Day or Remembrance Day in the UK, and in fact in most of the Commonwealth. It's a day where we remember and honour our armed forces, and especially those that gave the ultimate sacrifice in defence of our way of life. The significance of November the 11th is that on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, the First World War formally ended. And shortly afterwards, this date became our official date for the nation to give thanks. It's a special day and I have decided to mark it with a visit to an ex-World War II RAF airfield I've not been to before, which will involve a cool controlled airspace crossing through the London Luton TMA. But first I want to show you a beautiful old wartime aircraft being restored at my home airfield. We're just about to go to Finmere, but let me just show you something. That aircraft over there, that has quite a history, and as I'm taxiing out, I'm going to tell you all about it. This is a Douglas C-54 Skymaster transport aircraft, powered by 4 Pratt & Whitney R2000 radials, a derivative of the Douglas DC-4 civilian airliner. It was used by the United States Army Air Forces in World War II and in the Far East. During the Berlin airlift, it hauled coal and food supplies to West Berlin. Our North Weald based Skymaster carries a Navy serial number of 56498. She was delivered in 1945 and flew from a home base in Guam on medevac missions and repatriating wounded soldiers. She remained in the Pacific as a cargo and transport aircraft during the Korean and Vietnam Wars. After her military duty, she was sold and transformed into a civilian tanker agricultural sprayer aircraft. In 1996 she was purchased by Atlantic Warbirds in America, a group of enthusiasts who restored her and took her on tours around America until the early 2000s. In 2002 she was flown across the Atlantic to England to feature in a big budget HBO blockbuster film about the Berlin airlift. Her scheme was changed to the Atlantic division for the movie, but sadly the film didn't materialise and she was stored at North Weald in the open. In 2013 she was obtained by a group of dedicated enthusiasts called Save the Skymaster, with the intention of restoring her back to a full flying condition. If you would like to come and see this beautiful aircraft for yourself, the restoration team have regular open days and engine runs. Or if you'd just like to help get this lady back in the skies again where she belongs, why not offer a donation or become a member? You can do this at their website, the details are below and in the description. Okay, back to the cockpit. Today is Armistice Day in the UK, the 11th of November, and a real wartime sort of end of war kind of feeling, even with all the troubles going on in the world. I know some absolutely terrible things. Makes me cry when I see the stuff on the TV at the moment. But Armistice Day is all about war's end, and hopefully, I don't want to get all sloppy, but hopefully things can sort themselves out. Day really is a day to remember all those that died fighting for their country and their cause. Seems a bit bittersweet at the moment. Anyway, I'll be remembering my grandfather, Sapper Ralph Allen, helped clear the mines from the beach of Belgium and Normandy as an engineer during World War II. Got shot by a sniper. But he survived, lived to a right old age of, died at 90, just before his 91st birthday, about 10 years or so ago. Yep, I'll remembering him. You'll be thinking about the people in your life that have given themselves for a cause. Revs are okay, T's and P's are okay, airspeed's alive. The weather today on this early winter's afternoon is actually pretty warm, at 11 degrees C or 52 degrees Fahrenheit, with light winds and a blue sky. But you can already see it's only 2 PM and the sun is already fairly low in the sky. So our destination today is Finmere, just 65 nautical miles or just over 30 minutes flight time from North Weald. I've planned my route west, departing from North Weald's runway 20 with a right turn through the TMZ, then turning northerly to route around the controlled airspace for London Luton, then westerly again direct to Finmere. However, that road traffic that caused me to get to the airfield late means that with a short November day, I'm going to be really pushed for time to get back to North Weald before it gets dark. So I hatch another plan, which hopefully will save me a bit of time.
Golf Papa Yankee is en route now to Finmere and now well clear of the circuit to the west.
Papa Yankee, Roger. See you this afternoon and QNH 1008.
1008 and closing time tonight?
If I'm reading this right, sunset at 1615.
Wonderful, thanks. See you later, Golf Papa Yankee.
Actually, we're
going to change our route.
So with North Weald giving sunset at 16:15 or 4:15, and with the time now being 14:05 or 2:05, and with just under half an hour of flying time left to get to Finmere if I fly my original route around Luton's airspace, I'm thinking that if I can get a controlled airspace crossing, I can save myself a bit of time, as I'll have a pretty much direct route straight to Finmere. So I'll call up the controller and I keep my fingers crossed.
Luton approach, good afternoon Golf Oscar Papa Yankee for zone crossing.
Golf Oscar Papa Yankee Luton, squawk 4672 QNH 1008.
Squawking 4672 1008. Golf Oscar Papa Yankee is a sport cruiser from North Weald en route to Finmere. Currently Brookman's Park at 1,000 feet, 1008, and like a zone crossing please if I can direct to Finmere via Coleman Green, Golf Papa Yankee.
Golf Papa Yankee, Roger, you're identified just east of Brookman's Park by 2 miles. It's a basic service outside, confirm your level.
Yeah, basic service outside and currently 1,100 feet and just cleared the TMZ, so going to climb up to 2,000.
Golf Papa Yankee, thanks, that all checks. I could offer you a transit to the West of Dunstable Downs guiding site or via the 2-5 threshold, which would you prefer?
2-5 threshold would be nice.
Roger, call you back for that.
The airspace around London is pretty complex, with the two majorly busy international airports of Stansted and Luton having their own separate controlled airspace, within 10 miles of each other. VFR controlled crossings are a regular occurrence for aircraft based at small GA airfields sited around the controlled airspace. The controllers always try their best to get you across their airspace when they can. However, it's never guaranteed, and it can be incredibly frustrating when you end up being refused access, especially when the alternative of going around can add miles to your flight. Like this one that happened to me recently on a very short flight from Andrewsfield to Nuthampstead, just 15 miles direct or 26 miles going around the controlled airspace.
Essex radar, good afternoon Golf November Juliet Charlie Zulu for zone crossing.
That golf call sign, just stand by one. That golf call sign, just say your call sign again.
Yes, Golf November Juliet Charlie Zulu, sport cruiser light aircraft out of Andrewsfield for Nuthampstead. Just got airborne out of Andrewsfield, 1014, 1,000 feet and VFR crossing please.
Golf Charlie Zulu, yeah, remain outside controlled airspace then, I'll call you back very shortly, I'll see what I can do for you.
Thank you. Charlie Zulu, stay outside.
See whether they'll let me across now then, they haven't even given me a squawk yet.
Golf Charlie Zulu.
Go ahead.
I'm afraid the tower are too busy at the minute to accommodate you, so you'll have to go around.
Thanks. Okay, thanks a lot, Golf Charlie Zulu.
Yeah, sorry sir, it is very busy at the minute.
So there you go, sometimes you ask, you can't get. I sounded disappointed. I was.
November 68005, low closet.
Easy 2 from Mike uniform, 165 knots to 5 DMA.
165, 2 from Mike uniform.
Mosquito 10 Quebec, descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
airspace heading 3000 mosquito 10, Quebec.
Golf Oscar Papa Yankee, you're cleared into the zone, not above altitude 2,000 feet. If you route initially to Kimpton Hall VRP to hold, expect to transit via the 25 threshold. Got a couple of IFR inbounds to get in ahead of you.
That's understood. Route via, hold at Kimpton Hall and clear to enter the zone. VFR, not above 2,000 feet, Golf Papa Yankee.
Easy 2 for Mike uniform contact.
Brilliant. We've been cleared into the zone with instructions to hold at a visual reporting point, or VRP, called Kimpton Hall. I can't actually visually make it out, but it's marked on the GPS and I head towards it. Although the Luton controller said I would be able to cross the zone via the runway 25 threshold, I am now under a radar control service, which basically means I must follow any instructions he gives me. And for now, I can't go any further than the VRP. So as soon as I arrive at it, I take up a rate 1 orbit to the left. The controller is broadcasting traffic information all of the time, making it easy for me to build up a picture of the current situation, and I pretty much know that by the time this orbit is complete, the traffic on the ILS will have landed and he should be able to clear me onward.
Golf Papa Yankee, that traffic's short final now, just passing 1,200 feet, so you're clear to transit via the 25 threshold.
Clear to transit via the 25 threshold, Golf Papa Yankee.
There we go, I can now continue towards the airport. I'm flying under VFR rules still, but as the controller has me on radar, I want to try and fly as accurately as possible, so he is comfortable that I won't do anything stupid. As I cross the threshold, a jet takes off below me. I always love passing over big airports like this, especially when there's airliners lining up for departure. It's so cool, and I often wonder what the passengers must think as little old me passes over the top of them.
Luton, Golf Papa Yankee, going to leave you now and continue en route.
Golf Papa Yankee, thanks for that. Squawk on security, my service terminates. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, so we've said goodbye to Luton, and I can now finally climb a bit higher to enjoy some smoother air. We've only got 27 miles left to Finmere, so now would probably be a good time to tell you all about its history. Built by the Air Ministry and commissioned in the summer of 1942, RAF Finmere was a training unit equipped initially with Bristol Blenheim bombers, Douglas A-20 Boston and North American B-25 Mitchell aircraft, used as trainers to teach pilots to ferry aircraft to North Africa. In the latter part of the war, the unit switched to the de Havilland Mosquito, becoming a major training centre for this type with over 50 airframes on site, turning out 30 trained crews a month for the war in the Far East. The airfield had 3 concrete runways in an unusual radiating pattern. There were 27 hard standings and 2 hangars. The airfield was decommissioned at the end of the war, and although most of the buildings survive, apart from the 2 hangars, they are all in a really poor state of repair. 1,300 metres or 4,250 feet of the original 1,800 metre or 6,000 foot main east-west runway survives, although only 700 metres or 2,300 feet is usable and is now designated 1028, and it's at 395 feet above mean sea level. Very little remains of the other 2 runways.
Another aircraft over there. Oh, another aircraft there. Busy.
I have the safety-com frequency tuned in on the radio and I can hear it's a pretty busy day for VFR traffic, and sure enough I spot 2 aircraft at the same level as me within a mile. One's not a threat, but the other one looks like he's heading towards me, so I adjust my heading and as he passes me I give him a little wing waggle.
Finmere traffic, Tango India is descending dead side to join left-hand downwind for 28, Finmere.
So he's landing on 28.
Tango traffic, Golf to Charlie Lima, downwind, right-hand to 31, Tango traffic.
Circuits are to the south.
Main Alpha 1 Cambridge, this is Golf Charlie, Juliet.
So there's the runway. We've got to avoid these 2 villages
for 18, Golf Charlie,
on the north side of the airfield. And looks like quite a tightish surface circuit, but it doesn't really matter, I don't think. I think they will go over those.
With less than 8 miles to go, I start setting up for a landing on runway 28. However, the wind is very light and it could favour either runway. Although there's no radio service at Finmere, it's just blind calls. I hear an aircraft opting to land on runway 28, so I may as well do the same. So I've arrived at Finmere and positioned myself outside of the circuit to the south of the runway, with the intention of joining on downwind for 28 by turning back on myself to join the downwind leg properly. However, with that light wind, I decided to scrap that idea and just continue to join on a base leg for runway 10 instead. I'm also noting that with the parking area at the 28 end, I won't have to backtrack on landing, saving me a bit more time.
There we go, we're going over the old part of the original runway here, Finmere. Fly through those trees if we want to, nice and slow. No wind at all. Oh, over the lump. Okay, no wind at all. Quite a lovely surface.
So here we are at Finmere, a stunning little airfield with some nice facilities and a real community feel. If you get the chance, you must visit one day. Okay, after a quick bite to eat, I jumped back into Goopy for the flight home. Departing on runway 28, turning back towards the east and climbing above some lowish cloud, and with the stunning views of the low sun, I retraced my route back to North Weald, with thoughts of my grandfather and all the other heroes that died to allow me to enjoy the freedom of this little plane and a peaceful sky. And I did manage to get back to North Weald just as the sun set. If you like this video, perhaps you would also like this one, where I visit the old World War II Lancaster base at East Kirby in Lincolnshire. It was an interesting flight and a wonderful place to visit. Thank you so much for watching, fly safe, and Shortfield out.